Hey there.
What's up?
What's going on? I don't know if we any people watching this is a very short notice thing, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. Very short notice. Bam was like, yo, 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 yo. Wanna get online? Wanna do a show?
Well, and I was trying to get your attention like during the last half hour, 45 minutes of the other show you were doing to say, let's just hurry up, hurry up in that one and we'll roll one over real quick and we'll just move it right along.
Yeah, normally I would have. But I had to decompress.
I get that I get that. Rough day at work, you got to calm down, have a glass of wine. Hi, Hilda. How you doing?
Shonda's back.
Shonda.
Lopez.
Linda.
Yeah, apologize for the short notice. It's kind of a last second decision. And I got a feeling, just an inkling that Bam wanted to get online tonight.
Well, yeah, I kind of did. My best friend Nancy, who's the biggest hoe in the world, she's been in the news today, and not good either.
What's up?
Massimo.
Well, you ran off. Made it easier for us to talk about you when you were gone. But
yeah, your ears ringing, motherfucker.
Oh man, what's up, Adrian? How you doing, bro?
Howdy, Adrian.
Hilda Garcia, just great, very merry.
Mel.
Yeah. Hey, Melissa, how are you? Thanks for joining. I hope you guys were able to watch that forum. I thought it was a debate, but I guess
well, according to the egg
forum.
woman, it was a forum.
Yeah, a forum and debate. I don't know. I was hoping people were going to argue with each other and stuff. And you bastard, that's not what I said. Or how dare you say it? But none of that happened. So everybody's cool people there. So
no, that usually happens in like government type politics. That's when you get that. City politics is a bit different. Unless you get people that really hate each other.
Linda says, yeah, it was interesting debate. Half people on debate, the others keeping Eddie on check. I know, that was funny. There's
Felicia.
your Felicia.
How are you doing?
Hi, honey. It was a great debate forum. Yeah, debate. I don't know. I'll still call it a debate. Whether they decide to debate or not is not my problem. But I put it out there and hopefully that they would. She's still studying for a chem test, but I need these laughs. Oh,
I'll
you come to the right place.
I'll try to make your belly roll as much as I can.
You come to the right place. So, yeah, this forum that happened was very much a last minute thing. And by last minute, it was like last night when I decided, I wonder if anybody's interested, being that it's a little over 24-hour notice. And so I came to terms with the fact that somebody was going to say no, and I'd have to go, I'll do it next week. But to my surprise, everybody's like, yep, okay, we're in. I'm in. So I was like, what? Really? So nice surprise, and it's great that they made themselves available.
Well, the one thing, the bald guy with the nice smile, Carlos. I thought it was kind of tacky that he was doing the interview from his bedroom. Okay, we don't need to see where you sleep. Take your laptop out to the living room. Have a bookshelf behind you or something, or even do it from the kitchen at the kitchen table.
Yeah, but everybody's got families, and that's probably his best place to kind of hide out and do this.
I get it, but it was kind of tacky. But at least the bed was made, unlike some people when they come online. No names mentioned, and there's not only one of you, but there's two of you that do it in here.
Adrian says, "Howdy, I'm cool. I wish I could vote in Brownsville elections. I live outside the city limits, so the city actually starts in my gate. Damn, nice. But I get it. Thanks for joining in, though. It was very civil.
Very civil. It was extremely civil. Everybody was very polite with each other, and I was impressed that Egg Woman didn't talk about her eggs.
Well, some people would call her a chicken woman, not the egg woman, but
same thing. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? You don't know.
Yo.
Hey, Abel.
What's up, Abel? Hector Elizondo McIvy and Hector Elizondo. Yeah. Carlos. I know I called him Hector at one point. I'm like, oh, sorry. I mean, Carlos. It was too civil for what's at stake. You know, that's what I thought. I was trying to. That's why I wanted to. You know, I didn't want people to be nasty to each other. Not
Let's get the fists up and let's go.
Not during the forum, but afterwards. That's why I wanted to do that little after. But you know, life calls, and I understand. I appreciate Roy and Jessica for hanging out for a little bit longer. And yeah, that's when I wanted to get more candid. So that's why there's going to be a part 2, which is going to be a more of a more of an in your face, informal kind of a forum where some dirt might get slung and
somebody might reach over and whip off somebody's fucking wig right off the top of their head. You don't know.
Yeah, or something. So surprisingly, you know, the people I thought who may not be up for that, they said they would be up for it. So just have to figure out when to do something like that. Oops. At least it wasn't an outhouse. I didn't even notice the backgrounds. I did notice the pets, but I love the critters.
I don't like cats.
Part 2 might not be as civil. Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be freaking rude or anything, but, you know, I do want people to call each other out on things. That's why we kind of went there tonight about, you know, why is Roy considered, what's the word? Elite?
Elite.
Yeah. And
just because the mayor supports him, that doesn't mean diddly dick. I mean, it just, I mean, come on. So, you know, they know each other. The mayor thinks, hey, this might be the best candidate for the position. Yeah, I'm going to give him a shout out. Okay, well, if Egg Woman met the mayor and got together with him a couple of times, went to dinner, whatever, maybe he'll give her a shout out. Could be more than one shout out or candidate for shout outs. Elite my ass.
There you go. Bam for president. By the way, chicken came first because who kept the egg warm? See?
The sun. That chicken was born in the desert, okay? Or that egg was born in the desert. It gets hot in that damn desert. Y'all know you live in it.
Bam for county judge, Manny for mayor. Oof.
And you know, this country didn't like Trump as president. They sure the fuck ain't gonna like me.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, they're not ready for a Bam yet. If they think Trump was rough.
Sweet Jesus alive.
Rum and Coke.
Rum and Coke. I have pink lemonade and ice.
Oh, you're a good boy today.
I haven't had a drink in I don't know how damn long.
The egg came first because who laid it? You know, see, there's an argument there.
Diddly dick. You like that, didn't you, Nadia? We might have to. That might be a new Bamism.
Diddly dick.
I don't know what kind of picture we could put for a dick. Maybe Dick Van Dyke, or Dick York, or Dick Clark.
Dick York.
Oh, sweet Jesus alive.
Yeah, so I figured you had stuff that you wanted to get to, and I know some stuff has been in the news. Not all politics necessarily.
Yep.
Like there was another shooting, and then from that shooting,
there was, and I believe it was a little girl that died. I can't remember what city it was, though.
Well, I don't think she was little, but
that was an 11-year-old. Oh wait, that was Chicago.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, there was another girl that got shot. I can't remember what city it was. Somebody help me. But no, Nancy, my best friend Nancy, we all know she a hoe. She's been in the news, and I sent Manny the video if you want to play it really quick for us. It's like a 10, 15-second video.
This is unfreaking believable. This woman.
She a hoe.
I know you guys have seen this already. And don't worry, we're not going to get heavy into politics, I promise. No. But
because I don't have it in me.
This is a... Let me spread this out this way. This thing, it was an ignorant comment And
Ignorance not the damn word for it.
even her own people are not very happy with her. Let me get this up here. Even her own people are not very happy with her.
I mean, how can you be so classless? If that's even a word, I don't know, but I don't know any other way to describe this woman.
Sugar-free root beer. Now that's got to taste horrible.
Of course it does.
You know, root beer is a questionable taste. It's an acquired taste. I love root beer.
Me too.
But
I cook my
sugar-free
ribs in
root beer? Sugar-free root beer?
I cook ribs in root beer. I make barbecue sauce out of root beer. I think this is just a picture. I don't think this is the video.
So God kept it warm. There, see? There you go. I can go with that. Nixon, Toledo. Toledo. Hey, what's up? Great show yesterday. Thank you, Sharky.
Hey, Schnurk.
Yeah, yesterday too. That was a great show. That 3-hour-long program. If you haven't watched it,
was a good show.
Whatever way you're leaning, give that show.
I hate myself. I did not drop an F-bomb one. I did not drop an MF bomb.
What's up, Joe?
Howdy, Joe. I was good. I was a good child yesterday.
Yeah, Bam was with me for that with Roy. So Bam behaved himself. It was he was sweating and stuff, and I could see it was a little difficult for him not to drop the F-bombs here and there.
Oh, there was a couple of times I wanted to say motherfucker, but yeah, I reined it back in.
Yeah, it was.
But anyways, this heifer here, she decided to thank.
Robert, no, that's incorrect. Actually, she a hoe.
Yeah, she is a hoe. She decided to thank George Floyd for dying.
Yeah, you want to hear this? You ready for this? Here we go. Hang on, let's play this thing.
Yeah, play this.
This is not edited. This is the way she said it.
Thank you, George Floyd, for sacrificing your life for justice, for being there to call out to your mom. How heartbreaking was that? Call out for your mom. I can't breathe. But because of you and because of thousands, millions of people around the world who came out for justice, your name will always be synonymous with justice. And now we have to make sure justice prevails in the sentencing.
Yeah, so when I think of justice, I think of George Floyd. Not. So in case you guys couldn't hear that, you want to turn up the volume a little bit because the audio's bad and she's got a mask on outdoors.
Probably 2 masks.
Yeah, probably 2 masks. Yeah, she does sound very muffled.
Yeah.
And why everybody's wearing a mask outdoors
is beyond me.
You know, they could have spread out a little bit back there. You want to do social distance? Fine. Everybody spread out behind her. Take off the damn mask, talking to the microphone like a normal goddamn person.
Right?
Just saying.
That's
and here it is again.
I heard you swear.
If you need to turn up the volume, do it so right now. I'm just going to play this first few seconds of a clip. Here we go.
Thank you, George Floyd, for sacrificing your life for justice.
Thank you, George Floyd, for sacrificing your life for justice.
Okay, first off, he didn't sacrifice anything. He was murdered. And how the hell are you going to thank somebody for dying? I mean, that is tasteless. That is uncouth. This woman, I don't even know how to describe her. She is so out of touch with reality. I mean, I don't get where she's coming from. She should. Oh my God. I mean, she definitely needs to retire and get put out to pasture. I mean, she's a fucking cow. Put her out in the pasture and let her eat her goddamn ice cream out there. But I mean, I just don't understand her mentality here. I mean, who in their right mind would thank somebody for dying and let their family hear it?
As if George Floyd had a choice.
Yeah.
And that's what he chose to do.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, thank you for sacrificing yourself. Thank you for being a martyr for my cause, is pretty much what she's saying. Unfucking believable. I know, right, Abel?
Bam, yesterday, 3 hours, no F-bombs. Believe it or not, it happened yesterday. Check out the video. It was actually, okay, aside from that great interview, I mean, whichever way you're leaning, if you really want to get to know people, there's 3 hours of getting to know Roy Dos Santos.
Yes.
And I'm not advocating for any one person. I'm not going to endorse anyone. I've got my opinion. My job is to give you guys the information, you guys the candidate, and put him out there so that you guys can make your own decision.
I'm going to endorse Roy so he can fly the rainbow flag wherever the fuck he wants to.
Except on top of City Hall, which has been alleged that he said he was going to do, and he never said that.
He's not going to do that. So you're exactly right, Nadia. I mean, for somebody that claims to be educated and intelligent, this is by far the most ignorant, stupidest thing this whore has ever done.
Completely insane what she said.
Manny was we were when I showed him the video, he says, "This is what we call a pinche punta in my language." I'm like, "Oh, a fucking whore, a fucking slut, fucking bitch. Yep, got it."
You know, I don't curse a lot. I try not to. Just, I don't know, not try. I just don't. But when he showed me that video, and that's not the first time I saw it. And those words came out.
Well, I really wanted to call her the C word, but I mean, that's extremely fitting. But I just don't use that word unless I'm extremely pissed.
See, even Bam has standards. See, believe it or not.
Occasionally, I'll use the T word, which is just as bad as the C word.
Hi, Yasmin.
Hi, Yasmin.
So yeah, I haven't seen this. Kamala tripping on a podium. Did you see this?
I seen this, and actually Terrence William did it, and he goes, "Oh, Kamalia speaks gibberish. Will come into the podium," and then he says, "Somebody give her a drug test." And I heard plain as day what she said. She tripped on like the little step there behind the podium because I guess she's short. I don't know. Never met the woman. Never seen the woman in person. But she goes, "What a way to make an entrance." That wasn't gibberish. I heard it plain as day. So, I mean, she did trip, and she's like, "Oh, what a way to make an entrance." And then she went on to her little speech of, I believe it was George Floyd, because I only watched like 15, 20 seconds of it, and then I turned it off. But I believe she was talking about the George Floyd and Derek What's-His-Nuts outcome.
Chauvin. Yes, and it was Chauvin, Nadia, but yeah. So, yeah, meanwhile, we're having our debates in Brownsville and this and that, our forums or whatever you want to call it. But the idiotic people continue to be idiots.
Yes, and then you have the squad, and we all know who the squad is. It's AOC, it's Ilhan Omar, it's that Rashad woman. I can't think of her first name.
Oh, you got Ilhan Omar.
Said that one.
You've got
AOC.
Then you've got Presley, whatever her first name is. She's a lady who's got no hair. She had like a alopecia problem or something.
Yep, and then you got the Rashad or Bashad woman.
Yeah, Talisha
that one, yes.
Yes.
So they're out there, gung-ho about defund the police, get rid of all police, police reform, yada, yada, yada. But yet they're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on private security for themselves. But they're all about defunding the police.
Oh, yeah. And even Maxine Waters, before she made that comment, either right before or right after she made that stupid comment about being confrontational in the event of a not guilty verdict, she ordered security. She had people surrounded her house and escorting her everywhere. How do you like that?
Yep. She's out there. She ordered them to riot and get more aggressive if there was not a guilty verdict. Thank God for the city there was a guilty verdict. I personally believe he's guilty. Some of you may not. And I get that. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. But, my opinion is, I seen a murder in front of my eyes being recorded. So that's where I went with it. You may go someplace else with it, and that's fine too. But I think the jury didn't deliberate very long. So I think they were predisposed to thinking it was murder before they even got into the deliberating room. And like I was telling Manny last night, I don't know how it is in actual jurors, but in movies, the first thing they normally do is go in and, well, let's take a vote, see where everybody's at on this. So,
Yep, they were ready. There was no secret. They watched the video a bunch of times, from what I understand.
yep.
Video spoke for itself, and like I told Bam, I said, I don't see how this was not going to be guilty. I didn't see that happening, and not because they were being pressured or outside pressures. Nope, I just think dude was guilty. Simple as that. So then you've got the story of there's a female. Let's see. Body cam footage released late on Tuesday showed a female 16-year-old by the name of last name Bryant being shot as she was attacking another teen. No, not the victim. She was a perpetrator. And so she's clearly on video with a knife, and she's winding up, about to stab this chick. The cop were almost right in front of her. Pop, 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 pop. 4 shots. The girl dies at the hospital. Right?
Okay, now I could see deadly force was imminent. Well, maybe not deadly, but obviously some very serious harm was going to come to this other female once a knife enters your body. I mean, you're going to get some serious harm, and depending where it enters, it could kill you instantly, or it could kill you very slowly. We don't know what the outcome was going to be, but in my opinion, was deadly force imminent? Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Was I close enough? Maybe I could use the taser and tried that first. Possibly. I don't know. I don't know the situation. But somebody else's life was in danger, I probably would have shot too.
When you're that close to somebody with a knife, and she's clearly, I think she got 1 stab in, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. I thought that she got 1 stab in, and she was going back for the second or third.
Yeah, I didn't see this one. I haven't heard or read anything on this one, so I'm completely clueless on this one.
So in that situation, clearly deadly force or excessive force is warranted. You're trying to stop her murder. She could possibly have killed her.
Is the rest of the world going to see that? Don't know.
Yeah. Regarding the low voter turnout, I can't stand the vote count in the city. So depressing and disappointing. It's like a joke I heard about a dog whining while sitting on a nail. And the guy asked the owner, why doesn't he move? And the guy says, I guess it hasn't hurt him enough yet to move. And that's Brownsville for you. Yes, I see you over there, Bam.
I'm Kilroy.
That was the reason I didn't play some of the comments earlier today and at tonight's forum, because some of them were just very wordy and it would have blocked the entire screen. So I was trying not to have that. That's the only reason why.
Hey, Yasmin.
They didn't even take that long to deliberate. It was done deal, 30 minutes at the most. Was it 30 minutes? I thought it was a little longer than that.
Well, they went until 7:30, and then they went to their hotel room, and then the next day they came in with a decision. So they obviously had a decision that night, but it was too late to bring everybody back.
Yeah, I think they had to get together and formally go, all right, let's have a count right now before we start anything. So it was obvious. Again, it's on video. The dude was murdered. Pretty cut and dry.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if they're going to appeal the decision. Chances are they will, because I read a little article today that Derek had wrote down his attorney's phone number on his hand.
Yeah, what is that all about? What I don't get the purpose of that.
I don't either. I mean, obviously, he's your attorney. He's been your attorney for almost a year, because I guess this actually happened last May. So obviously, you know how to get a hold of him. You should have that number memorized.
And not to mention, the attorney knows what's going to happen, and he knows what he's got to do next.
Yeah, exactly.
So seriously, did the attorney say, "All right, when you get to jail, call me"? Like, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know if he was trying to make a statement with that, or it's a very bizarre turn of events. And then, yes, he will be in holding at a what do they call that? Separated from General Pop.
So he's going to be in protective custody.
In protective custody, and some cynics have said, hey, he's probably being protected by the Aryan Nation, and that could be also.
But even the Aryans, they don't like police.
Yeah, and that's true too. So whether or not that part is true or not is a whole other story. I think if he's in protective custody aside from Gen Pop, then that's a lonely freaking life to lead in a.
Yeah, because you're pretty much going to be in isolation away from all humans for 23, 24 hours a day.
I don't know what the size is. I'm going to take a guesstimate, 5x10, roughly, something like that. With maybe a window, and that's it. That's how you're going to pass away eventually.
But his attorney may fight for a federal country club.
He's in solitary. No prison group is protecting him, man. Solitary is the only thing protecting him.
Oh, if they want him dead, they'll get in there.
So back to the stabbing of this girl. Yeah, see, now they're showing the video. Let me see if I should kind of show what's happening here. I think they're discussing the body cam footage. And then we'll pick it up right there. Oops. Give me a second to set this up for you folks. And in case you haven't seen this, that's why I want to
I haven't seen it, and I was going to get up and pee, but as long as you're bringing it up, I'll wait a minute.
Yep, it is up right here. Let me take off that comment. And like they say, to the videotape.
It's his firearm. Hey. What's going on? Hey, what's going on? Hey, get down, get down, get down, get down.
And we see nothing.
So what happened was, trying to crawl forward here. This chick right here, see I'm circling her?
Yep.
She's the one who was about to stab this chick right here in the pink, or in the whatever color that is.
I'm going to go goddamn crackhead drama.
So, let's see. I'll start it from, let's go back here.
Well, where'd the woman in the shorts come from?
Hang on. Here we go again.
Hey. What's going on? Hey, what's going on? Hey, get down, get down, get down, get down.
Aha. So this one will raise her hand with the knife, and she was about to stab this one right over here. And that's when the cop said, nope, not going to happen. Bang, 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 bang.
So we shot the woman in the shorts.
No, this one in the black jeans right here. I think she's the one who pushed down the woman in the shorts.
Okay, well, why'd the guy kick her then?
Watch.
What's going on? Hey.
Yeah, see, she threw her down, and there she is.
Get down.
There she is. She was about to stab that one.
That's really bad cop cam video. I mean, it really doesn't show you anything.
I mean, like in a lot of situations, there's a lot going on, right?
Well, yeah, there's a lot going on, but I mean, you don't even see where his gun is pointed. And when the camera catches up to him, it's pointed at the damn ground, thinking shot the woman in the shorts.
What's going on? Hey, get down, get down, get down, get down.
Oh my goodness, and there's a little doggy right there. I'm glad dog didn't get hurt.
I'm gonna go with crackhead drama on this one. I got nothing. I can't see anything, so I can't comment except other than crackhead drama.
I mean, it's stupid drama that people shouldn't be shooting each other for.
And it
You
probably
know?
is something stupid. Oh, well, you fucked my man last night, and you stole my man, and he's your baby daddy, and who gives a flying rat's ass? Take your drama and go someplace. I ain't got time for it.
Lynn says, I hope it's the gloomy weather that's causing people to stay home and vote later. Some people are still listening. Okay. About voting to forums to make final decisions. I'll be going tomorrow. Tomorrow, benchmarking has kept us busy. Understood. Bam's got to go pee. Sorry, he's in solitary. Okay, we got through these comments already. He knew he was going to be found guilty. He was stoic, no expression whatsoever. I agree. He knew. Everybody in America knew. There was a select few that thought, oh, maybe, because of this, because of that, he's going to be found not guilty. Nope, that was not going to happen in a million years. Could be voters are still undecided. I admire Jessica Puente Bradshaw going out there and listening to people's needs. That's real community feedback. I agree. I give her the props for block walking, being a politician old school style. When you go door to door and try to meet people, I know some are freaked out because of COVID. They don't want to shake hands and that kind of thing, but that's what you do. You meet people face to face and you get to know each other and you ask for their support, talk about your little platform and what you got going on. That's the old school way to do it. I think we need to get back to that. It's easy in the day and age of digital social media where everybody wants to just stick to the computer and forums and shows like mine. And although it's good for us, it may not be a very effective method. I think the old school style of it, get out and the meet and greet, that kind of thing, it is effective. And that may work for her. Taser would have been enough.
I probably agree with that. But don't know.
Who knows? That's one of those questions that you just can't answer. You can't.
Because you don't see anything, so you don't know what's really going on.
If both prongs made contact and if she responded to it, this cop had no choice. I agree. You see a chick winding up with a knife and she's about to lay a deep stab. You got to do what you got to do. You can't blame the cop. And the cop probably saved that girl's life. Right?
Yep.
So now we're talking about the whole other part of this. The cop probably saved that life. Now.
And I've seen, not personally, but I've seen videos. So I've not seen this in person, but I've seen videos of some extremely large people be tased and it doesn't faze them because there's so many layers of, pardon the expression, fat that it's hard for that electricity to get through and attack the muscles. Is what needs to attack.
Or they're wired on some kind of drug.
Yeah.
And they're way out there, and you can tase them all you want. It's not, I've seen guys just pull it off and just keep going. So fast forward a little bit after that, and LeBron James has to chime in. All right, LeBron James, yes, the basketball player. What did he tweet? Did you see what he tweeted?
Did not.
His tweet was this right here. He showed a photo of the cop. He put the guy's photograph out there, the police officer.
That's wrong.
He put his photo out there and he said, "You're next." And then there's a little hourglass, which means time is running out.
So he pretty much put a hit out on this cop.
Hashtag accountability. Yeah, I would say so. So what did LeBron James do? He deleted the tweet, right? And NBA do anything yet? Don't know.
Of course not.
Are they going to?
No.
Don't know. LeBron James was accused by critics of leveraging his massive Twitter following to target the officer. LeBron James is inciting violence against an Ohio police officer. This is disgraceful and dangerous. Is the NBA okay with this? Is Twitter? Senator Tom Cotton, that's what he was asking. On behalf of pro athletes, I'm reading right here, current and former, I apologize for how LeBron James just showed his inner Maxine Waters and made a very real ongoing threat to the life of the officer who quickly acted to prevent a knife attack from becoming worse. Many of us appreciate what Leos do. Absolutely. Former Major League Baseball player Lenny Dykstra with the Mets. I don't know if you remember Len Dykstra. That's what he said. LeBron James doxes a police officer who saved a teenage girl from being stabbed to death. Demands that the officer be held accountable. Sets a new record for athlete stupidity. I agree.
Yeah.
So, another case of, you know what, LeBron? Just go dribble the ball,
Stick with what you know.
He claims he's the greatest of all time. He's self-proclaimed GOAT.
Okay, go be a goat. Go give that goat milk. I don't give a rat's ass here.
Well, GOAT means greatest of all time.
Mm-hmm.
That's what
he
that
ain't
stands
all
for.
that.
Yeah, and why he would do this, that officer who clearly, and apparently when you do frame by frame motion, you can see the girl with the knife about to stab. And officer saved that girl. For whatever their argument was, who knows? Whatever their dispute was, who knows? Does it matter? No, it's stupid. I mean, you got guys, young men, black men shooting each other in record numbers.
Yeah, that's daily in Chicago. Hell, that's daily in any city.
And now you got this, domestic disturbance or a fight, neighborhood, friends or...
It's a sad situation.
Senseless. That girl did not have to die. I mean, she put herself in there. The cop was trying to save somebody. You see a knife going up. Again, I'm going to say it again. You see her winding up for a stab. Like she was a freaking pitcher in the major leagues. Winding up for a stab.
You see somebody with a knife and you've already been stabbed once. Why the hell are you going to stick around? I mean, try to get the fuck away. The same thing with the stupid TV wrestling. You're standing there, you see this motherfucker climbing the ropes, turning around. You know what they're going to do. Why the fuck do you stand there and let them do it?
Yep. It says COVID. Man, the mentality down here is stranger becomes knocking and barely open the door and talks to them through the screen door or rejas, the bars. Yeah, I get it. So it's safe to know the candidate. I understand that. I think the more time passes, the more people are getting, they're getting vaccinated. More and more people every day are getting vaccinated by the millions. 2, people are getting less and less afraid of COVID. Is it because they're vaccinated? Maybe. Is it because they're, in my opinion, maybe seeing through the scare tactics? COVID has got a survivability rate of 99 point. I'm going to say conservative and say 99.4, but it might be higher than that. Survival rate. So unless you have some kind of underlying condition, which, yes, it'll affect you differently.
I think people are just tired of being dictated to and tell you have to wear a mask, you have to stay home, you have to do this, you have to do that. I think people are finally to the point where they're ready to say, fuck you. We want our lives back. We're a people of, we do what we want, when we want, how we want, and why we want. If we want to go out at 2:00 in the morning, we do it. If we want to go and restaurant hop and have every damn French fry from every fast food restaurant out there, we do it. I mean, we are a very, not jealous. I mean, I can't say free because, we are more free than anybody in any other country out there. We are just so used to having it our way when we want it.
Spoiled.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Americans are extremely spoiled. And when you take it away, it's like we have a 2-year-old fucking temper tantrum.
And I'm not downplaying the danger that COVID could be to an older person or for somebody who has an underlying condition, like we just said. I'm not downplaying that at all. But, if you're a healthy person, the survival rate is very high. And I just think people are, and I keep referring back to Trump's comment when he had COVID himself. and he was about to be released. And what did he say? And I'll say it again. I'll say it a million times. Don't let this control your life.
Yeah. And don't let the cure be worse than the fucking disease, or don't
let the cure be worse than the disease itself.
And everybody's making it worse than the damn disease.
Yeah, and I get that. And that's when I heard that, it struck me, and I'm like, you know what? He's fucking right. He's right. And I'm not going to be afraid of it. I mean, I go to work. I fly twice a week. I'm in the air. I'm at the airport. I'm in a crowded airplane. Yeah, and I'm not afraid of it. Obviously, you wash your hands a lot. You got to wear your mask because it's FAA mandated.
Speaking of which, I just read an article today that flight attendants want the face mask rule extended. So is it like scheduled to end at some point here soon?
Not that I know of. It's scheduled to keep. It's indefinite. I don't think there's an end date. Flight attendants are taking the opportunity. You know what? It's not a bad thing anyway.
So they don't have to work.
Us.
So they don't have to get you a Coke or a bag of pretzels.
I wouldn't say that, because they're still doing a beverage and snack service. That's still happening.
But you have to take your mask off for that.
Well, you got to take your mask off if you want to eat or drink. You have to, right? Yeah, I get that. But why they want to extend it, I don't know. I think at some level they do feel protected having to wear it and have the customers wear it. That they are protected from, and they could be. Maybe they are. And is it a bad idea? If they want to keep it on their face longer or more, that's on them. But the first chance I get, as soon as I walk out the door of any door outside, I'm taking that sucker off.
I don't even put one on unless I absolutely have to, just to appease the motherfucker. And then the second I can, it's fucking off. And then even then, it's down here like this, just covering my mouth, so I can actually try to breathe through my fucking nose.
Yeah, if you had some kind of respiratory illness or disease or affliction, whatever you want to call it, breathing with the thing on, it's difficult. Extremely difficult. You probably saved 2 lives, maybe more. There were lots of people hanging around. There were.
The mask I have, I bought it off of, it's out in the car because that's where I keep the damn thing. But it's one that it has 2 ear hoops, and it's got 2 flaps of Velcro that behind your head. It's designed for like sports and running, so the damn thing doesn't fall off. And it's got 2 ventilators right here, so you can put like a filter and screw it in. But I don't use the filter. So the mask I have has all kinds of holes. I mean, you can hold it up and see daylight through the motherfucker. But, and I can breathe, and even breathing through that is extremely difficult. But I wear it to appease motherfuckers. Because there's a Karen out there that's going to have a fucking cow that I don't have a goddamn mask on, especially in Walmart. Meijer, they don't care. Home Depot, they don't care. Even though in my state, the business can be fined up to $25,000 per person not wearing a mask in their establishment. Yeah, but they don't force it.
Where I was in Nebraska, I almost want to say they didn't care. You go to a restaurant, if you didn't have it on, you just didn't have it on. The wait staff did, and that's fine. But they didn't make a fuss one way or the other. And if the business did require it, there'd be a little sign out on the outside door, and it said, "Face mask encouraged." That's what they would say.
Oh, it's encouraged. It's not required.
Not required, encouraged. I'll never forget when LeBron defended China during the Hong Kong situation. It seems he's only interested in his pocket. Of course he is.
They all are.
Because, $800 million is not enough. $1 billion is not enough. Since when did that not become enough? Well, greed has a
you got a
huge
kid.
part.
Now you got to leave money for the kid. And then the kids' kids.
I know people who have left 50 grand for a kid, you know, in a will, and that kid still has all that money. Really, you need 800 grand just because you have a kid? You need an 800 grand. I should say 800 million.
I know people that left people $400,000, $600,000, and they have absolutely nothing left.
Yeah. We can live without people who play games for a living. We need the police. Yeah,
Exactly.
and if COVID taught us anything, it's that we don't need sports.
We don't need football. We definitely don't need baseball.
We don't need the Academy Awards, the Tony Awards,
don't.
the Grammy Awards.
Now, do we need
And nobody died because they couldn't watch it.
Yeah, otherwise we go fucking crazy because we don't have anybody to watch. So yeah, we do need actresses and actresses.
So we need actors, yeah, right? So they can pretend to be whoever and we can watch them, and it's entertainment.
It is entertainment.
Fine.
Now, do these actors and actresses need to meddle in elections? No, they don't.
And we don't need to hear their opinions. You know, they have so much money. They have no idea. They can't identify with the regular guy. They can't identify with me. They can't identify with Bam. They can't identify with anybody who's on our watching us and commenting tonight. They can identify.
So speaking of actors, there's one interested in becoming governor of Texas there. What do y'all think about that?
Which part? What are we talking about?
The actor that wants to be governor of Texas.
Oh, Matthew McConaughey?
Yeah.
Real quick, Yasmin says, well, I was a COVID patient that ended up in a hospital close to the possibility of getting intubated. I remember that with oxygen level of 75, and I didn't go out. But I still don't trust the vaccine. I mean, the vaccine is not the end-all, be-all cure. That's not what that is. I wish it was, but it's not. And it's apparently it's not even supposed to. I know you mentioned this the other day, Bam. It's supposed to prevent you from getting it. That's not even for that. It's supposed to lessen the severity when you do get it.
Yes, and I read an article today out of it was pretty much 5%. Two people, and it was someplace in New York. I can't even remember the city. Two people who have been vaccinated have got COVID.
Yep.
And it was pretty much 5% out of the vaccinated people. So I think it was like 500,000, 600,000 people. Two people got reinfected with COVID after being vaccinated. So there is a very small chance that you will get infected. And there's a very small chance that you can pass this on to anybody. It's just like the flu. Once you've been vaccinated, if you get it, it's going to be not as severe.
And that's the whole thing. And now, if you do have an underlying condition, again, we're talking about this, we're rehashing this news. If you do have an underlying condition, whether you know about your underlying condition or not, COVID could be devastating to you.
Especially if you have respiratory issues or kidney or liver issues.
Shauna says, I have a dad. I don't need Creepy Joe, Governor Mongrel, or anyone else telling me how to live. Understood.
Absolutely right. I'm right there with you, Shonda.
I did not believe Trump had COVID. I think it was to prove to Americans that it's safe to go back to work or school, in my opinion. You know what?
There's a lot of people that's infected that is asymptomatic. They got COVID, but they did not have any symptoms of it, and they could still pass it on to people.
Well, I think what she's saying is that Trump just used that as a decoy, just to say, "Oh, see, it's I'll live. It's not. No, you're not going to necessarily die from it." And I don't believe that. Trump was such a
very in your face,
give you the hard truth, no BS kind of guy. I don't think he needed to do any kind of tactic like this to make you think something was safe or something. If anything, he would have tried to downplay it and say he's not sick, but he didn't do that. He's like, "Hey, I got COVID. I have it."
Yeah, I would see him more on the downplaying side.
Right before I started watching the show, I got a call from someone in my family that she tested positive for COVID on Monday. Sorry to hear that. We were together all day Friday. We greeted each other with a hug and a kiss on the cheek. Uh-oh. So I imagine you're going to test yourself for COVID, right, Hilda? Are you vaccinated? They're going to test yourself anyway? You probably should.
I think this is the Hilda that cannot be vaccinated because her doctor wants to do more research on it, if I'm correct.
Mm.
I get my Hildas mixed up.
We do have a couple, yeah. Yasmin says, I did feel like I was going to die because the hospital left me neglected for hours without checking on me while I had a high fever and barely breathing. Oh, man, that's scary.
Extremely scary. I mean, if you guys have, I mean, Yasmin knows what it's like to be able to, and George Floyd for that matter too, knows what it's like to breathe, but you can't breathe. It's like you're breathing, you're just not inflating your lungs with oxygen. And this is, I mean, I know because I have asthma attacks throughout the weeks, throughout the months. I mean, I hope that I don't, but I mean, I'm breathing, I can talk, but I can't talk like I'm talking now. And it's like, you're breathing and you can't fill your lungs. It's like, you're just not getting air in there.
So it's like it's like a shortness of breath. You can't take a deep breath.
Extremely short, but it's, I mean, it's really hard to describe other than shortness of breath and multiply that by like 100.
Wow. Got to be terrible. I'm glad you made it out of that, Yasmin. I'm glad you're okay. At least I hope you're okay. Thank goodness I have my second vaccine. Okay, good. Let's see. Play that out. Keep an eye on that. Don't hold back if you have a symptom. I got it because my hubby works at HEB and he got it there, and then I got it 6 days later after he got sick. Dang, yeah.
I think I remember you telling us that.
Yeah, I think so too. Samesies, bam, I have a medical history of respiratory problems. Oh, samesies. 2, I wear it for compliance, just not to get dirty looks at the grocery store.
And I don't care if a motherfucker gives me a dirty look. It's when they come up and start yelling at me, that's when I have an issue. But I haven't had that situation yet.
Like if you have a Karen situation, Karen in your face situation?
I have not.
That's good. Lynn says, Yasmin, just curious, why don't you trust the vaccine since you had COVID? Just curious. And then she said, I have several autoimmune disorders, including diabetes and fatty liver and allergies. Yeah, again, underlying conditions, When the FDA approves it, I'll consider it. I had COVID last year, never want it again, but they need long-term studies. And you know what? And that's true too. I know they rushed it through. I get it. Mainly they were rushing through bureaucracy, red tape, paperwork. And that's what they were rushing through and putting it ahead of other vaccines or other medical experiments and possible cures. They were dealing with other items altogether.
Well, and the one thing that they really rushed through was once they had all the documentation that, yes, this formula is this effective against this virus, and we have the documentation paperized. We did, a 6-month study on it. Bam, let's start making that damn vaccine and mass production. So when we get the go-ahead from the FDA, we can start shipping the next day. That's what was meant by warp drive or warp speed. Once you have that formula and it works, start mass producing. Get it ready to go.
Yeah, and you know what? And if it's 95% effective, it's a great thing.
Oh, absolutely.
And
hey,
everyone said, you're not going to do it. It's not going to happen. They told Trump. They laughed at him. They said, he thinks he can get it fast-tracked. He got it fast-tracked.
He did.
So hopefully it lives up to the expectation. That's what we hope.
Well, see, and I trust Pfizer because a lot of my medication that I've taken throughout my life has always come from Pfizer. I had very few come from Moderna, but I have had a few. Johnson & Johnson, I've never had anything. And when they came out with that, it just didn't make any sense to me how it can be 100% effective against serious illness. No, wait a minute. 95% effective against serious illness, but 100% effective for you to not be hospitalized.
Yeah.
It didn't made absolutely no sense to me. And then when people are started taking it, and for some reason it's just women, so we don't know if it's their blood type or if they had medication or whatnot, but 10, 12, 15 women were generating blood clots. Well, that's no good. So they're working that situation out. But it just seems that the women were getting the blood clots off of Johnson & Johnson. But I'm like, it just makes no sense to me, so I don't want that one.
By the way, Shane, how you doing, buddy?
Yeah, said that.
Haven't seen you in a while. Yasmin says, I just think it needed more time for testing, get better research of whom this vaccine is good for and who is not good for it. And I'll agree with that. You know, I know they did limited testing because they were trying to get it out in a hurry. And perhaps it was for political reasons. I'm not going to deny that. But hopefully, I think more good has come from it than negative. I feel. I mean, there hasn't been people dropping dead left and right because of it.
Right.
So you gotta say at this point it's at least on that part of it it's successful. So the other part of it is, well, you know, does it work?
Does it have a microchip in it with the microphone? We don't know yet, but it could.
I don't know. Let's say it's got a microchip. Me personally, I don't care. You want to follow me and track me around what I do? Okay, have fun.
You want to hear me flush the toilet 30 times a day? Okay.
No, this says my 18-year-old and I are scheduled to get our second Pfizer shot on the 30th. I had no side effects on the first shot, but my daughter had body aches, chills, and headaches for about 1.5 days later.
And that's expected because what it's doing is once that injection is shot into your arm, your white blood cells are rushing to that area. First off, they see intrusion. Once they get there, they start bonding with that injection formula and taking it and spreading it throughout your body where it needs to go. And that's why people get flushed. That's why they may have a headache, and that's why they may have body aches or even feel exhausted because your white blood cells are amped up and they're doing all kinds of work to get this vaccination throughout your body.
That's exactly it. And when I got my second one, the second part of it, that's when I felt I got hit with fatigue.
I'm looking forward to that one to see if I get to sleep through a day or not.
I mean, it was nice to stay in bed, right? But it's like, I got to do this, you got to do that. It's like, no, I ain't going to get up doing it. Just let me lay here. And eventually it works out of your system. Yasmin says, I can't climb the stairs, sweep the whole house. I constant or bend down for too long. I feel like I ran a marathon. But the oxygen levels are high, just sudden heart rate spike.
I'm right there with you, except my oxygen levels are low. So I'm right there with you. I have asthma attacks walking from one end of my house to the other end of my house.
Yeah, Bam lives in a mansion, by the way.
I do not.
Whoa, big message. Big comment. I'm OCD and I practice OCD cleaning ways to wipe down packages and took over cleaning the high contact points and it felt very odd during October, November. But doctors blame my hormones and other issues. After I chose to test for COVID, I was positive for antibodies in January. I never went inside a store, nor clubbing, nor parties. I quarantined for over a year now. Still, I don't know how I got COVID. I don't know what to think anymore. That's the scary part, right? Not knowing, well, who gave it to me. How the hell did I get freaking COVID?
And if you've had groceries delivered, supposedly this can live on like countertops for 2 or 3 days. So, I mean, if you have groceries delivered and somebody had COVID and they're touching like your packages of meat, your boxes of cereal or whatnot, that COVID's going to stay on that product and you're going to come along, you're going to pick up your groceries from the step they leave it on, start putting them away. Well, you're touching it. Next thing you know, you're not even thinking of it and you maybe rub your eye or cough or whatever. And then that's how it happens.
Yeah, you have to remember you like in Japan, first of all, when you go to a grocery store, it's customary in Japan not to touch the friggin' vegetables, the fruits, or the meat packages. It's like, don't touch, don't put your fingerprints on it. One,
Unless you're buying that particular veggie, don't
unless you're
touch
going to
it.
buy that veggie, fruit, or meat, don't put your fingers on it. You look at everything is done visually, and they have very good quality control there. So, generally speaking, you can look at the fruit and buy it, and you don't have to worry about that it's messed up. It's but that's the unwritten rule in Japan. Yeah, don't touch their item unless you're touching it to put it in your bag.
Yeah, not like here where you have to like touch a tomato and squeeze and see if it's ripe or not. Same thing with a melon or a tomato. I said tomato, or whatever. I mean, we have to touch things and see how soft they are, or how firm they are. Over there, they don't have to because that's already been done before it was introduced into the grocery.
You go to the grocery store over there, from what I understand, you got all the high quality, all the good fruit, the good vegetables, the crap, the junk is weeded out, and it's all good. Just go and grab as much as you want. Yasmin says, it's been 4 months since I got sick, and I'm not fully 100% restored. I have
and you won't be, because I believe I had it, and that's what gave me asthma, because I've never had asthma a day in my life until 2019, and December of 2019 is when I believe I got it. And then all of a sudden I have asthma. So this is a respiratory disease. I don't know why everybody buys ass wipe. It's respiratory. I mean, whatever. But so you may get some permanent defects from this disease, as I did with the asthma.
Yeah, I have a coworker came down with COVID. It hit her hard, and then she recovered from it, and then all of a sudden she started having neurological issues, trembling and shakes, and doctors told her this is probably permanent, and it was because of COVID, not because of any treatment from the COVID. It's because of COVID itself, and that's horrible. It's a horrible thing to have to go through.
It is. It sucks. I know. I now I know how asthmatics actually feel, because I'm like, I see people occasionally. They can't breathe and they suck on that damn inhaler. They take daily medication or shots every month. Depends what your doctor has you on. But I'm like, and I remember, oh, thank God I don't have to do that. Well, now I have to do it, and I'm like, oh, I wish I didn't have to.
The G, how you doing, Ozzy? It says Pfizer didn't use any money for Warp Speed, if that matters to anyone. And I don't know if they didn't use it. I think it does matter. This was a situation. There was a pandemic in our country and in the world, and I think Trump, on our part anyway, made it very clear. Let's not make this about money. Let's not politicize this. We need a vaccine. We need to get this out to the people.
I'm just kind of curious how much it's going to actually cost next year when we have to get revaccinated, because the government's only going to pay for it once.
Yeah.
So I wonder how much these drug manufacturers are actually going to charge for this vaccine. I mean, is it going to be $8,000 a shot, or is it going to be like $8 a shot? I mean, are they going to bend over and shove it up our ass like some of this other medication they do?
Now he says, I know what it feels like not being able to grasp a breath. Yeah, I actually do too. I've got acute asthma. 2 years ago, I was diagnosed with the flu, and my left lung was at 30% capacity. I had a nasty cough that wouldn't go away, and I was blacking out. Yeah, I believe I had COVID in February of 2020 when I was out of town working in New York. Sick as a dog. I was in a car driving back from work, coughing up a storm, and I coughed so hard that I got a stitch, there somewhere in one of your muscles in your rib cage. When you're pulled out, you ever cough that hard? And then I had that pain to deal with, and that lasted a good 2 months. And had to go to urgent care. Doctor, back then they weren't testing for COVID, but it turned out, oh yeah, you've got this, you've got that.
Exactly.
Fever, shortness of breath, coughing uncontrollably. And
Oh, you have pneumonia, is what I was told.
yeah, I was told I got an upper respiratory infection. And they gave me what they're giving people now for COVID: prednisone, the Z-Pack, and then something for your congestion. He told me to get the Mucinex. Worked great. Mucinex is great.
That's what I did.
And that's what he gave me. And that's what they've been giving people who have been diagnosed with COVID. So since they didn't test for it, and I haven't gotten sick since, I'm going to say I had COVID and I have the antibodies. And that's just my guess.
And there's nothing worse than trying to cough and not be able to fill your lungs to actually cough.
Yeah. It is a scary thing. I think oral birth control is a factor that has the potential to cause blood clots. And if the vaccine also has that possibility, it could be a tough mix. Yeah, that explains why a couple of weeks ago, well, it probably happened a little before that, but people who took the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, all of a sudden, there were a small handful, I think it was less than a dozen women who became sick with blood clots. They had blood clots. So they were trying to figure out, why is that happening?
And it could be birth control because that's the one pill that women take that men do not.
And it was about, I think it was 6 or 8 women out of, I think they said 1.8 million vaccines that were given out, or 1.3 million.
Yeah, very
vaccines.
small percentage.
Yeah, very small percentage. So could it be possible that all those, the ones that did get sick with the blood clots,
but it was
were all
enough
on
to
birth
make
control?
them, it was enough to make them go, let's pause on the Johnson & Johnson for a little bit and look into this a little deeper. I mean, even though it was only 8, maybe 10 women out of 2 million, I mean, at least they had the sense to go, let's pause on this and take a look at it a little further.
Yeah. Shane says, wife was advised against it due to pregnancy. I reacted to others, so I can't get it. Oh, okay. Nadia, isn't the Johnson & Johnson talcum powder lawsuit still going on? Probably.
I believe it is.
I wonder if there's a relation to the COVID vaccine. Never even thought about that. Shonda says, I definitely wouldn't mess with it if pregnant. No, yeah, that's for sure. Just try remain as natural and free as possible. Yep, I still have doubts about, I still have those bouts also. They said it doesn't live on surfaces like they originally thought. I don't know. I keep hearing both things. I keep hearing.
I did too.
And originally, it'll live on a paper bag for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then it'll live on plastic for 2 weeks. And all of a sudden, no, it won't live on that for 2 or 3 days.
I mean, Fauci changes his mind like we change underwear.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Fauci's, and nor do I trust his word.
I don't either.
Has anyone had the vaccine after having tested positive for COVID? How were your symptoms after the vaccine? I had full-on flu-like symptoms for a week. Anyone else experiencing the same? Yeah, if you've been tested positive and then you took the vaccine and then you tested positive afterwards, we want to talk to you. Hey, Oscar, how come there's no news on the Russian or the China vaccine? I haven't seen any news about it. All I hear is that Mexico is using it.
Well, I heard Mexico, people are selling a fake Pfizer one down in Mexico.
I heard about that today.
So
the counterfeits are out.
Yeah. So don't be going to Mexico for a vaccine because chances are it's just water or saline solution they're going to shoot you up with.
I don't know. Chances are, however, it's probable you may be getting a fake. It may just be a placebo. In which case, it's not going to protect you at all from anything. And then finally, Yasmin says, well, just in the 6 days in the hospital and 2 telemed visits, I got charged $125,000.
Holy bejeebers.
$125,000.
How much of that? Well, I would hope that your insurance paid, a good portion of that, minus your deductible.
Yeah, I would hope so. But $125,000, 6 days.
Well, hospitals are not cheap. They charge you like they're a 12-star fucking hotel, and in all reality, their food sucks, their service sucks, their beds suck. They make you share a goddamn room for how much am I spending a night? 15,000 a night, and I have to share a room with some motherfucker that farts all night? Hell no.
So it's just under 21 grand a day, 21,000 a day.
Yeah, for shitty service, crappy ass food, and then they come in and they poke you and go, "Oh, does that hurt?"
Every
Excuse
15
the
minutes.
fuck out of me.
Every 15 minutes, you can't get a good night's sleep.
No. Oh, we come in to take your temperature. Or I loved it when I was in the hospital. Wake my ass up to give me a fucking sleeping pill. Oh my God, did I go off on them motherfuckers? Let me tell you.
Oh, that's funny. He's asleep. Yeah, you better wake him up. We got to give him a sleeping pill. That's funny. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to call it a night. It's 12:46. I got to pack, among other things.
Yeah,
And,
my recliner is calling me.
Needed to come online because my buddy Bam wanted to come online and say hi to his people.
Yeah, and my recliner has seen better days. Last night I'm laying in the recliner, and I couldn't get the pitch just right. So I finally found a pitch I was comfortable with, and then as I was starting to fall asleep, I'm like, nope, I don't like it. So I started to raise myself up, and then it does. I'm like, what the fuck? It's like it jumped track or some shit.
Oh no!
Oh yeah. So thank God I bought the extended warranty. So Friday they're supposed to call me to make an appointment to come out and fix my recliner. So chances are it's not going to be until Wednesday next week. And it's like I got to remember where that point is to make it jump off track, because I don't want to jump off track and then I'm fucking stuck there.
Yep.
Especially if I have one of my episodes where I wake up because I'm not breathing.
Oh boy.
Yeah. That's a fun situation, let me tell you.
Got to be horrible.
It is.
Everyone have a great night. Thanks for hanging out with us on a short notice.
Thank you.
We just wanted to say hi. And if you guys haven't seen the forum tonight for the Brownsville City Commissioners, check it out.
That was pretty good. At
Quite
one point, I counted 85 people up in that room.
Yeah, we actually had over 100 and ended up just over 100. And everyone, a lot of comments. There were almost 400 comments. It was a very active night. I'm glad everyone participated, and I'm grateful for the candidates who came out and they were willing to come out and
even the egg woman
put themselves out there, even though they had earlier commitments. Some had earlier things going on, and Jessica, Carlos, Erasmo, and Roy, thank you for coming on. And if you haven't seen the video, watch it. Last night I had Roy Dos Santos with a 3-hour session. That was a good program. If you haven't seen that,
good.
If you haven't seen that, catch that also. Catch it overnight or tomorrow. Listen to it while you're doing
There's a couple of parts you could fast forward through, but it was a damn good show.
Yeah, and some people said, "Oh, I don't trust him. Why would he? He didn't want to answer this." And it sounds like it looked like he didn't want to be there. It's like, well, guess what? For somebody who didn't want to be there, he was there for 3 friggin' hours. So watch it for yourself. Make your own judgment. And like I said, I'm not endorsing any one person. I'm just there to present the truth.
I kind of got the impression with him, it's no holds barred. There's nothing is taboo with him.
Dude's not afraid to get out there and, you want to throw it at him, and he will defend himself, and he will comment on it, and he will state his case. So check it out. Otherwise, possible show tomorrow. I'm not sure yet. It's a travel day for me tomorrow. So I'll let you know what's going on for tomorrow. Oscar, have a good night. Thank you for hanging out with us. Shonda, thank you so much. No Captain Ambien.
No Captain Ambien.
Those of you who know what that is, know what we're talking about. Ask each other. Lynn, good night. Everyone, good night. Bam, buddy. Thanks for hanging out for a little while.
Yes. Good night. As always, one planet, one people.
One planet, one people. Get your Bamism shirt at mannysmerch.com.
Hasta luego.
Have a good night, everybody.